Let's talk about the code that's running our modern world, data science. Seriously, if you've ever been baffled by how Netflix just knows what you want to watch next, or how some companies seem to predict the future, well, you're about to get the blueprint.
It really all starts with this. Just think about what you've done online today. Every time you swiped, clicked, or searched for something, you left behind a little digital breadcrumb. We're all creating this massive, ever-growing ocean of information every single second. But here's the catch, right? All that data by itself is just noise. It's a complete mess. The real magic, the real power, comes from knowing how to decode it, how to turn that jumble of information into something that actually means something. Okay, so let's get right to it. What exactly is this field? What is this art of finding meaning inside all of that digital noise?
The key thing to get is that data science isn't just one single skill. That's its superpower. It's this cool mashup of different fields. You've got the programming chops from computer science, the sharp logic of math, and then, and this is super important, the real-world smarts of business. It's about mixing all of those together to make sense of really messy data. A great way to picture it is to think of a data scientist as a modern-day detective. But instead of dusting for fingerprints at a crime scene, they're digging through huge piles of data, hunting for clues and hidden patterns that can solve these massive, complex problems. So we get what it is, but how does it actually work in practice? It's not like you just push a button. It's a whole process, a step-by-step journey that takes you all the way from messy, raw data to a real, concrete strategy. And this life cycle is really the heart of the job. First, you've got to acquire the data, gather it up from all over the place. Then comes the part that nobody glamorizes but is maybe the most important, cleaning it. Seriously, this can take up like 80% of the project's time because raw data is always a disaster. After it's clean, you start exploring it, looking for interesting stories or patterns. That's when you get to the cool part, building models, using machine learning to make predictions. And finally, and you can't skip this, you have to deploy your findings. You have to tell a compelling story with the data that actually convinces people to take action. So let's switch gears and talk about you. Why should any of this matter to you and your career? Well, in this age of AI we're all living in, understanding data is not just another skill. It's pretty much your ticket to staying relevant. Here's a powerful way to think about it. Learning data science today is the equivalent of learning to read and write during the Industrial Revolution. It's that fundamental. It's becoming a skill that defines a generation because every company out there needs people who can speak the language of data. It makes you incredibly valuable. And once you have these skills, man, the doors that open are just incredible. We're talking about some of the most fascinating, high-paying, and secure jobs out there. Whether you want to be a data scientist predicting trends or a machine learning engineer actually building the AI of the future, the opportunities are just massive. Okay, so that's the big question, isn't it? How do you actually get there? What does the path look like? The good news is there's not just one single rigid way to do it anymore.
You've actually got quite a few options. There's the traditional university degree. It's highly respected for sure, but it takes years and costs a ton. Then you have certifications from big tech companies, which are way more structured. Coding boot camps are another popular route. They're super intense, laser-focused on getting you a job, but they can be pricey. And of course, there's the self-taught path. It's the cheapest for sure, but man, it takes an insane amount of self-discipline.
And that really brings us to the biggest challenge, especially if you're teaching yourself. There are endless tutorials, complicated theories, and let's be honest, some pretty dry textbooks. It is so easy to get lost in all that noise, to get completely overwhelmed and just give up. But here's the thing, the blueprint, the roadmap, it exists now. The paths forward are so much clearer than they used to be. So really the only question left is the one you gotta ask yourself. Now that you have the blueprint, who are you gonna build yourself to be?